The Arizona sun hung low over the desert highway, turning the cracked pavement gold as a small group of bikers slowed their engines near an old gas station. Their leather jackets bore faded patches, and their bikes looked like they had crossed 1,000 roads together. They hadn't planned to stop, but something unusual caught their attention. A young boy, no older than 8, standing beside an old motorcycle with scratched paint and a bent mirror. The boy held a piece of cardboard written in shaky letters, "Buy my bike, sir, Mommy hasn't eaten in 2 days." The bikers glanced at each other. They had seen many things on the road. Scams, tough stories, hard luck, but something about this felt different. The boy didn't step forward aggressively or beg. He just stood there, eyes tired, shoulders slumped, as if hope itself had grown heavy. One of the bikers, a tall man with gray in his beard named Jack, cut his engine and removed his helmet. Silence followed, broken only by the wind. "That your bike, kid?" Jack asked gently. The boy shook his head. "It was my dad's," he said. "He's gone now. Mommy says it's the last thing we can sell." The words hit harder than expected. The bikers dismounted, their boots crunching on gravel. Jack knelt so he was eye level with the child. "Where's your mom?" The boy pointed toward the shade behind the gas station. Sitting on an overturned crate was a woman wrapped in a thin jacket despite the heat. Her face was pale, her eyes sunken, and her hands trembled slightly as she held a paper cup of water. Jack walked over slowly, careful not to scare her. "Ma'am," he said softly, "your son says you're trying to sell the bike." Tears welled in her eyes instantly, as if she'd been holding them back for days. "I didn't want him to do that," she whispered. "But he said he had to help me." She explained how they had once lived comfortably. Her husband owned a small repair shop nearby until he passed away suddenly the year before. After his death, paperwork, debts, and legal tricks she didn't understand swallowed everything. A landlord raised the rent overnight. A business partner disappeared with the remaining savings. Within months, she and her son lost their home. "I tried shelters," she said quietly. "Tried asking for help, but you get turned away when you don't have the right papers, or the right luck." The boy walked over and stood beside her, holding the sign like it was a shield. "If we sell the bike," he said, "Mommy can eat. I can walk." The bikers felt a tight knot form in chests. This wasn't charity standing in front of them, it was dignity on the edge of breaking. Jack looked back at his crew, reading the same thought on every face. They hadn't stopped to buy gas. They hadn't stopped to bargain. They had stopped because once, long ago, someone had stolen everything from them too, and they knew exactly what that kind of hunger felt like.